and I'm back this week with episode 3 of My Thoughts and Feelings. This week I'm going to be talking about greed, and it stems from a conversation I had with a gentleman yesterday outside Tesco Express in town, and he was saying that his wife believes that this was, this coronavirus is an act of God, and it's a punishment because we've become perhaps too greedy as a society. And although I'm not religious myself, it did spark in me a bit of a thought that actually maybe, is this the world in some way fighting back? Is this just, going to be in some way good for our moral conscience? And hopefully the answer is yes. And so today I thought I'd talk about that a little bit. At the end of the video, I'm going to give some thank yous to the people who liked and commented on my video last week. You may have noticed this week that I'm in a slightly different place. I'm in the same room, but I just thought I could set it up a little bit nicer. And I'm also editing this video so that there's some little bits that I can show you. And just because I thought it would be a little bit better to try and cut down all the that I come out with. This is literally stream of consciousness. I don't script these videos. I just sit down, I press record on my phone, and I talk, but I do want what comes out to you guys in these videos to be helpful for you. So even me explaining that I'm editing this video has gone on way too long. So hopefully I've cut some of that out. So this week, talking about greed. And I'm going to talk to you a little bit about where it came from and why I want to talk about greed as a whole and holistically, thinking about the whole of the human race, not just Britain, not just me, not just my friendship group, but everyone on this planet. It stems from, as I said yesterday, with the gentleman outside who said his wife is religious, she believes in God. She believes that this is, a bit of a punishment, that we have to learn from this. And he was saying that there's something I didn't know, that throughout history there have been moments where society has become too greedy or too selfish, or there's been something wrong, and a natural occurrence has come around that has meant that people have to change their way of living. I thought about, actually that does sound like what's going on at the moment. We as a society, as a world, have, been polluting our planet for God knows how long. We take lots of things for granted. We are so wrapped up around work and money and systems that we forget to enjoy what's at home. The coronavirus has made us all shut ourselves away in our own homes, and there's, as I talked about last week, there's been so much positivity around people getting together and doing things with their families and making arts and craft and doing crazy things that they would never have done as a family unit unless this had happened. This could be a really positive experience, and it could hopefully teach us a little bit about how to look after one another a little bit more and just be a little bit more thoughtful as well. Is this something we need to pay attention to? And is this something that we should really actively try to learn from? Should we really take hold of this idea of coronavirus, how we spent that time with one another, doing nothing else apart from looking after each other and thanking the NHS? Things that we should be doing all the time anyway, that we're only realising we should be doing now. Even yesterday, I went for a walk with Sammy, and we took Amelia, obviously. She's not going to make a cup of tea for herself at home, but we took her and we just went for a long walk up the hill to Stowe and back again, just to get out of the house, just to go for that walk, and we took it as our one piece of exercise for that day. And I've never enjoyed walking more. I'm not obviously the most energetic person. I don't enjoy exercise normally.
I don't enjoy exercise.
But I really found it worthwhile. It was nice to breathe in some fresh air. It was nice to exercise my legs. It was nice to go outside and just appreciate what is around us. It's amazing that that view of the same four walls day in, day out can have that effect on you so quickly, because we get used to a certain way of living. the minute it changes, the minute it becomes different, our bodies adapt and our minds adapt really quickly, almost quicker than we feel like we can adapt ourselves. And so some elements of it are confusing. I just think this whole experience is mental, but so fascinating at the same time. Now, something I'd like to do this week is actually show you something. And because I'm a teacher, I started to think about this, and it's something I teach my kids in terms of storytelling. But actually it applies to us right now in real life. And perhaps it's something we should take on board because of how society is changing. And if you are feeling a little bit left behind, if you're feeling like, this is nervous and you don't know where everything's going because everything's so uncertain at the moment, perhaps this information will help you. And if you try to think about the next few months in this way, perhaps you'll feel a little bit calmer about the whole situation. What I'm going to talk to you about is called The Hero's Journey. And it's a story, plot, narrative structure that normally sets up most stories. So most films you'll have seen will follow this journey. Most books you'll have read will follow this journey. Not all, but most.
The hero's journey consists of 8 different stages. The first being our normal state, us in the here and now. Then there's a call to adventure. In this case, I believe that our call to adventure is the start of coronavirus and the fact that we have to stay at home in lockdown. We're then told to cross the threshold. In terms of our real life scenario, the threshold could be the unknown world of having to stay at home and not going to work and having our usual routine. We then meet friends and foe along the way in a storyline and also meet other mentors. Now in this situation, friends could be people that come to your aid during lockdown. If you're elderly, someone came to your aid to help you with shopping, or while you've been off and you've not been able to get hold of food you wanted, local takeaway places have been open and available to deliver, and so they become your friends in that sense. You might also come across foes, and that could be things like anxiety and depression cropping up where they're not wanted. It doesn't have to be necessarily characters or people in a storyline either. It can be just situations or things. Then halfway through a story, we normally see some sort of death or rebirth situation. Usually the rebirth is a positive outcome. And this probably for us is going to be where coronavirus is slowed down and we're allowed to leave our homes again and meet up with the people we love and want to spend time with. And that's where our transformation will happen. We will come out of this different people. And we will then face our atonement, which is where we make up for any issues that we've had in the past. It might be that we appreciate things more. It might be that we make time to see friends where we'd have said we were busy before. It might just be that you learn a particular lesson based on your experience of lockdown. And finally, we'll return to our real world. Now that could be for anyone just the ability to go to work, the ability to make money again, the ability to see friends and family. But it will be a new normal. This experience will have changed us, and hopefully it will have changed us for the better. So, here's my thank yous. A big thank you to James Blundell, Joshua Addington, Emily Jane Campbell, Karen Holder, Kate Hounsell, Greg King, Claire Spencer, Alexandra Wells, Lisa Wiles, Sammy Lay, obviously, Heather Brash, Kat Thomas, Gabs Oliveri, Claudia Arganello, Kim Price, Martin Lay, my dad, and Becky Ridgway for liking or loving my post. That was really kind of you. And a big thank you to Heather, who commented on my post saying it made her feel human in such a strange time, and I'm really pleased about that. That's obviously why I'm doing this, and I hope it helps. Thanks for watching, guys. If you have enjoyed the video, please like and share it with your friends, and I will be back next week with episode 4 on whatever my thoughts and feelings are then. Cheers, see you in a bit, bye, stay safe.